They'll run it, and it's the USC man, Woody Marks.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd and 4. Here we go. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team,
he works free, right side. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Houston. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. Fairbairn able to add the extra point. And the Texans are very quickly out to a 7-0 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, it's Mitchell. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. They'll run here. It's Breece Hall. And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. 3rd and a yard.
Let's go now.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looks like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Taken in, and he will have that 1st down. Taking a chance here early in the game, but they convert on 4th down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They'll run. This is Hall. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Fires left sideline, that is complete. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Here we go, 70 Lions.
Blitz coming, he'll throw it. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
It's 2nd and 21 at the Texans' 42.
Now they'll set up to throw. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
And as the game goes on, these are the throws they got to find a way to connect with those chunk plays. I like the idea of pushing it downfield, but the next time they get an opportunity, you've got to find a way to connect.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll let one go down the middle. And he'll take this one in. Touchdown, Jets. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. Now the extra point. No problem with the footing. The kick is good. And the Jets come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. On the ground, it's Marks. Goes to the drive. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. From the gun, here's Stroud. He'll get that into the hands of Woody Marks. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
On the quick, right? Tony.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. He will not be able to get to the edge. They shut him down. Taken down behind the line. And it's 4th down. The Texans getting all set to punt. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go.
Back to throw. And it's going to be intercepted. That's the linebacker, Azeez Al-Shai.
And, Mike, and as bad as things seem, especially after that last play, the key to playing quarterback in this league, if you're going to allow bad plays to lead to more bad plays, you're not going to last very long. So it's the value of, hey, can you win the next play and then the play after that? Those are the guys that really make it in this league, and we're going to get a good test of it right here.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, it's Mitchell. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line.
Here we go, set. 70 Lions. Check up.
Right back to the air following that pick 6. To the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A big play to kick off this drive. 32 yards. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Cougar 19.
Give up the middle with Hall. Down the sideline, inside the 25. And he will get into the end zone. Breece Hall, touchdown, New York. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And, Mike, when we talk about burst, That's what we're talking about, and they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. This fielded at about the 9. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
All right. At 18. That's it.
On first down, it's Stroud. He gets this into the hands of Green. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Quick throw there. That's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the receiver really didn't have much time to get himself open. So the incompletion brings up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Second down throw for Stroud. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line. It is a big-time play for Houston. It covers 51 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
That is hot. What a job on the scramble. Darren Waller. Touchdown, Texans. Fairbairn to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, it's Mitchell. He'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop.
At their own 22-yard line.
So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll take a shot. Looking for Wilson. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Wilson there. And it'll be second down. They'll run it out of the gun. And it's Hall. And some good blocking. Springing it. A gain of 9 as we get to third down.
A gain of 9 brings up third and 1.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll look to throw. Now he'll air one out. That's to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Kalen Bullock. We are through one. It's the Texans who have the early lead. More from MetLife Stadium after this. They'll start on the ground, and this is Marks. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings
Ball
up
on the 39. Here's second and 3. He'll go again with Marks. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Throwing from the pistol, Stroud. He'll air one out for Higgins. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jumped that route, challenged the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
Got it. Ready? Let's get some yards. Play here. Take it. 79. Here we go. Here we go.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
They'll throw here on third and short yardage. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down. On comes the punt team now for the Jets. Jalen Noel deep for Houston. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
All right. 1-8.
They'll run with Marks. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
First down. A gain of 15.
Hey, Uno Mars.
First down, Houston.
Tony.
On first and 10, here's Stroud. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And that will lead to a second down.
It's just a matter of time. I don't care how good you are or how good a hand you have. You are going to drop passes. It is inevitable in the NFL. But it's the guys that don't let one drop pass lead to two. They have the ability to put it behind them, move forward, and they can't wait for that next ball to be thrown their way.
He's got his man. That's Nico Collins. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's third down coming up.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
That is caught. Finding Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. The defense could not bring him down. It's a catch and run of 22 yards.
A gain of 22 yards.
Here we go. Let's go.
And the Texans first down.
Stroud to throw here on first and 10. That's complete on the tight end screen. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page. And that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
19 Texans.
On second down, Stroud. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Try to run for it with Marks. Looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10.
All right.
Once again, it's Marks. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Stroud to throw. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but
This is intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens. And the Jets will take over here just shy of the 30.
oh, and in that spot, Mike, that's just painful to see. If the throw's not there, you want him to just get rid of it. Throw it 50 rows into the stands. Give somebody a souvenir. But worst case scenario, you've got to get to 4th down and have a shot at 3 points. But instead, after that pick, you come away with it.
Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
At the 27-yard line.
Another run here with Hall. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yards, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
And the 11.
He'll look to throw. He's going to look for the home run ball. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Shut up. Let's go.
On the run, here's Hall. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before 3rd down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss. It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down, or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
At their own 20-yard line.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, south. All right. 18.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Catch left side is made by Higgins. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. And they'll have a 1st down. It's a gain of 28.
You've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
to throw here on first down. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. And the Jets are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back-end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball. Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
A run here with Hall. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
That's another Jets. First down. First and 10 at the 16.
On first down, they go right back to Hall. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their second.
16-yard
Clock will stop with 34 seconds to go until the break.
Ready? 79 from Hogan, Buffalo 18.
Looking to throw here on second and 10. To the end zone. It's intercepted. It's the safety, Jalen Petrie. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 22-yard line. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
At 18. That's it. Hey, south.
Here's Stroud. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Here's Stroud. He gets it to the rangy tight end, Waller. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half. They're down and 3.
All right. At 18.
To throw is Stroud. And that is incomplete.
Well, here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up fourth and short.
This is taken at the 25. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. catches for him in the ballgame now. This one's good for a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker. Second and inches.
At the 43-yard line.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down. They'll look to throw yet again. There's that man again. Another catch. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. How about 4 catches on this drive alone? Time to change the defense. This one gets him another first down. Here's Hall. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Let's go now. 19 Tiger, 19 Lions. Take go.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll swing this one out to Hall. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
Go with their fullback trying to get it. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Danielle Hunter getting in for the sack, and that's going to make it third and goal. That is caught out wide on the RPO. To the pylon, he's pinned. Touchdown, New York. That's his second touchdown of the game. He's doubled the season output. He now has 4. The PAT, up and good. And the Jets will even the score. It's now 21-all. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
Only quick, right? 18. South.
On the drop, it's Marks. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And he's going to go down. It's a sack, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Defensively, they got a little too eager, as we could see.
All right.
Out of the gun, they'll run with Marks. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's third down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats.
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
Look, I think any time, Mike, you find yourself all tied up in the second half of a ball game, it's all hands on deck. Both teams are trying to find a way. How can I separate? How can we give ourselves a clear advantage? That pick right there, killing that first series of this second half, that seems like one of those separators to me. Now, this offense, as they take the field, they have to capitalize and come away with points.
The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here, and they'll get together prior to the second down play.
19 tight. 19 tight. Let's go. 70 Lions.
They'll look to throw. And for the fourth time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Kalen Bullock. They're going to have it at their own 20-yard line.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermined before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told himself, I'm throwing the ball to him no matter what, and it ends up being a costly mistake.
An inside give to Marks. And he'll get forward for a couple. Micah Fitzpatrick up to make the stop.
23-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7.
From the 23, here's second and 7.
Here we go. 18. That's it.
Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately with his passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now fourth down. The Texans set to punt this one away. That's taken at about the 14. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The drive begins with a run, and it's home. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9. At the 24-yard line.
Now, faking the give. He's going to air this one out. And that is incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Again, working deep downfield. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there.
Ready up.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10.
Dragon 6. Cougar 19. Take go.
Back to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. His 11th grab of the game. And a first down.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better field for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Let's go. 6, 70 rings. 70 rings.
They'll look to throw again. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
It's a gain of 5.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
goal.
First down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
The RPO. That one is complete. And he's got another one. Touchdown, Jets. A 3-touchdown game for him. That's now 5 on the year. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man, they're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
26-yard line.
On the ground, it's Martin. And he's able to push through the tacklers to pick up 6. Here's a 2nd and 3 from the 33. From the gun, here's Stroud. This one caught by Waller. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Swap. Another swap. Flash. Hey, Uno. Look the hot.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Open man, downfield, it's Nico Collins. 23 yards on that pass play. First down for Houston.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
They face 2nd down and 7.
Oh,
He'll get this out to the left flat. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Throwing is Stroud. That is incomplete, but there is a flag down. Big call here. It was 3rd down.
Nike Texas.
They'll run straight ahead with Martz. And he's in! Woody Martz. Touchdown, Houston. That's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? You're an extra point away from tying this thing up. We got ourselves a ball.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? On the return, it's Mitchell. Wow, they are hitting now. Been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on that return. here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
60 Eagles, 6, take off.
Going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. Putting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
He'll drop to throw. That one incomplete. Good job. Textbook there. Separated the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Open man, left side. He's got it. They cannot stop him. That's 13 catches in the game. That one for a 1st down.
At the 39-yard
So
line.
from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Handoff. Here comes Hall. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
4-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll go again with Hall. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
On the move, past the 40. And he's into the end zone yet again. Touchdown, New York. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
23-yard line.
All right. 18. What's that?
They'll start on the ground, and this is Marks. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
It's 2nd and
2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Buggy. 18. What's that?
To throw is Stroud. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. Stroud connects with Collins, and it's a 1st down for Houston.
1st down. A gain of 15.
Here we go.
1st down, Houston.
18. What's that? Level.
On the give, it's Marks. He'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8.
Level swap. Hey, uno. Why Tony?
Stroud gonna set up to throw. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. Going for it all. That's caught! No touchdown, but they are close. Going to be first and goal. They've got it at the 3. Here is first and goal. Here we go.
18. Okay. Flat, flat, flat.
Marks is into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? On the return, it's Mitchell. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
This is first and 10. Give up the middle with Hall. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 25-yard line.
Here comes second down. They'll drop to throw. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down.
And this is what before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
I think it's clear, Mike. I think they have their sights set on winning this game in regulation. I don't think overtime is even in the picture. They are trying to be aggressive, continue to move this ball down. Can they find a way to pull this game off here late in the fourth quarter?
And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
That's good for a Jets first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Hall. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second. It's a stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. Looking to throw here on second and 10. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
10 yards to go.
He'll look to throw. To the left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down.
First down and 10 yards to go.
This kick is good. And that very likely will be a game winner.
And that's just got to be a great feeling over on that sideline, Mike. I mean, an excellent job by this offense to give yourself a chance to win it. And then this kick. I mean, what's left to be said? It was never in doubt, and it's going to lead this team to a victory.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's first and 10.
Here we go. Buggy. At 18. 19 taxi. Hey, uno.
Here we go. One final play. Just trying to make something happen, and the ball's loose on the field. So this one in the win column for the Jets. It was a game played in a driving rainstorm, but they would not let the field or the conditions deter them in any way. We're going to come away from here with a well-earned victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Jets as we say goodbye from MetLife Stadium.
switch it up. It's rap, pixie dust. Money ain't to us. Broski went and you better fix her up. I just bought a crib to a chick, she got the biggest. And when I saw your sister rat with the fishing hook, listen up, I've had to hit the cup. So if I swing my fist, you going in, so wish me luck.